theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons. This is 93.7 The Ticket. Man, I always start my show off showing love to people that show love to me. Matt Warner, Empire Fencing out in Waverly, Nebraska. Man, you guys keep doing big things, and just know that your support is greatly appreciated and never taken for granted. I always think about things, man, on my way to the show that I want to talk about. And I'll be real honest with you. I got a guest tonight, but before I get to that guest, I got to give y'all a little history on this, a little backstory. I do not know my guest. I have had the privilege of following her on social media, and we'll get into how we got connected in just a little bit. But I just want to let you guys know that I really do put a lot of effort into finding people that I feel like are stories that need to be told, and people that are doing positive things. A lot of times when people are doing positive things, they don't get the attention they deserve. So you know how some people search negative? I search positive. And I go out and I find people, excuse me, I find people that I think would be beneficial to the public. So with that being said, I got to introduce my guest, and then we'll just get right into it. Gail, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you know, I'm honored that you took the time to do this because I respect what you do. It seems like it aligns a lot with what I do. So I just thought, you know, if you were available, you would be great to have on. So it worked out, and I'm just very, very, very grateful that you're able to be on. Gail, I'm gonna just jump right in because I don't know you. I'm gonna learn along with all the people listening tonight. I'm gonna learn about Gail Benson just like everybody else. So let's start off with, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a place that we affectionately call Chilltown, JC. I grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Well, not Jersey City.
Yes, the dirty Jersey.
Well, you know, I would just, you know, like I said, this is really different for me because usually I know a little something about my guests, so I can always kind of bounce stuff off of them. But I just want you to tell me, growing up in Jersey City, I'm a Texan. I'm from, you know where I'm from, because
Right.
the lady that introduced us we're from the same place. So growing up in Jersey City, what was that like?
Wow. You know, if you ask from a child's eyes, you know, we had an awesome childhood. I ripped and ran the streets. You know, I was ripping and running with my brother. You know, wherever my brother was, I was there. And when he got in trouble, I got in trouble with him because, you know, if you messing with him, you messing with me. You know, so
Now,
it was
is your brother older than you?
my brother is 1 year older than me. We often got mistaken for twins. I will tell you this, that my father didn't really give my mother a break because when she went to the doctor for her 6-week checkup after having my brother, I was in there waiting.
Okay, I got it.
So we are very close, very close.
Wow. Okay. So you running the streets with your brother, he getting in trouble, and you following suit, huh?
Absolutely.
So I'm assuming you went to high school there.
Actually, because of all the trouble and things we were getting in, my parents, my mother made a decision, and she was like, "I got to get these kids out of here," because we started going just down, you know, in the bad direction. It started going south as we got older. So actually, she moved us from Jersey City to a place called Clearwater, Florida. and we didn't
Oh,
know what that was. So she moved us to Florida under false pretenses. She told us we were going to visit my grandmother in Tampa for 2 weeks, and we never came back.
so in other words, you pulled the okie doke on y'all.
That's bamboozled.
Oh man, that's all right. So you get down to Florida. Now, what was how old were you guys then?
I believe I was 13, getting ready to turn. It was the summer of me being 13, headed into 14.
Oh, okay. I call that the genius stage. When you know everything and can't nobody tell you
Oh, listen, you can tell me nothing.
nothing. So when you got to Florida, though, was that a kind of a culture shock for you? Because, man, I mean, I would think the weather was probably better, though, right?
Well, we would come to Tampa in the summers to visit my grandmother.
Oh,
So, it wasn't like just out of the blue we came to
oh,
Florida.
okay.
We have family here, my grandmother and my cousins, all were here. My father was here. So, but when we got here, we were all excited. When we left, we fresh off of eighth grade graduation on the plane came to Tampa. My godparents were in Clearwater. We were just having a little summer vacation, so we thought, and then we ran out of clothes, you
Oh,
know.
uh-huh.
So when we ran out of clothes, we were like, Mom, when we coming back, we need clothes. She was like, well, wash your clothes. I'll send you some more. And at the time it was okay. But then when another week went by, we were like, Mom, we tired of washing clothes when we coming back. And my godmother was like, listen, y'all not going back. I mean, she just broke it down. No ice breaking nothing.
So she didn't play around with y'all, basically.
No, she gave it to us straight, no chaser, while my mother was trying to think of a way to, give us something that we could digest. My
Yeah.
godmother was straight. So she was like, y'all not going back.
Ooh. And what was
So
that
we
like?
dealt with it. I struggled, because as a child I had separation anxiety from being, from my mom. So I couldn't be away from my mother for long periods of time. And that
Uh-huh.
started settling in. My mother's birthday was coming up, and I was like, we had to be home for my mother's birthday. So I had like a whole complete breakdown, and they ended up sending us back, for a little while to be with my mother, but sent us right back. And
Oh.
when I was trying like to find a way to hide, who would hide me so that I didn't have to go back, but nobody was gonna hide me. They didn't want that smoke from my mother. They was like, you going back to Florida, so we not gonna help you with that. That's not a good idea that you coming up with. So I ended up coming back and just adjusting the best I could as a kid. When we make decisions that include children, as, parents, we don't really think about talking to the kids and telling them because they have no input. Of course, I'm going to say, no, I don't want to go. But she was
Right,
doing the
right.
best thing, the very best thing for us. And I'm so thankful that she did do that. Because looking back now as a mother and looking at the things my brother and I was getting into, I was like, I don't know how she did it. But she made the best decision. So, we adjusted. There was struggle, but we was Jersey City's finest. We found a way to bring a little Jersey City to Clearwater, Florida.
Okay, so now you say you went to high school there in Clearwater, Florida. Is that
I
right?
did. I
Okay.
did.
And was that kind of a serious adjustment for you? Because you really didn't know it. Well, did you have friends down there? That's what I'm kind of thinking. If you were,
No.
I mean, if you just came down there during the summers and then all of a
Yeah. In the summer, Rick, we were in Tampa. So we had like people in the neighborhood nearby my grandmother's house. Of course, my cousins. My cousins were my first best friends. My mother didn't really let us do the spend the night sleepover type thing. We was with family and that's it. So
got
they were my first sense of best friends, BFFs, and all of that. But when we moved to Clearwater, all I had there was my godparents and my godsisters. And going to school in Clearwater, Florida, was very different from the idea that I had to go to Snyder High School in Jersey City, where I was going to be, a majorette. I was going to be busting them down in the parades. I was going to follow in my mother's footsteps, and all of the dreams I had just, were snatched away, if you ask me, but it was difficult to make friends because I'm coming from Jersey City. We don't have the same mentality as people did here in Florida because I'm mean mugging 24/7 because that's what I do. That's my defense mechanism. And
Right.
these people were like, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name? Hello." And I'm like, "Who you talking to?" So it was, it was an adjustment period. I'll say that.
Right. Yeah, well, I can only imagine because if you're running around with your mean mug face on, that means leave me alone. And people
Right. But they didn't listen.
that's funny. Well, now after high school, what was next for Gail?
After high school, I did what I thought I was supposed to do, enrolled into college, and I hated it. I pushed myself through. I made it almost through the first year, but then I took a job. I said, if I have a full-time job and I'm not going to go to school, they shouldn't really be that upset that I'm not going back, going to finish school. I got a full-time job at a bank, and you couldn't tell me nothing, honey.
Yeah,
I,
you said
I thought I had it figured out, but
you was doing big things.
yeah, I was doing big stuff. I was real grown. I was working at the bank.
So how did that work out for you?
Um, the job, it was a good job for someone young like me. I was 18, just 18 years old. My mother was disappointed, but from there, I just started, living life. I was in a relationship, my childhood sweetheart. So then my mother was like, this is too serious. But I'm thinking, I'm working at the bank. We setting up for our future. I got a good job. He got a good job. So, to us, we were planning a future. My mother was like, you are too young to be at this stage. So life, and of course, I grew up facing a lot of keeping my mouth shut with a lot of things. I let life happen. I didn't know how to take the bull by the horns, if you
Right,
will,
right.
when things happen, at that young age. I didn't know how to cope. Relationships ended. Uh, you learn who people are. People show you, who they are. And at that age, I was in disbelief. I was like, did this really just happen? So I learned a lot quickly at a young age, and it worked to my benefit, but a little bit, it was kind of a bittersweet thing because I picked up some habits that may not be some good traits that I have, but the isolation and how I go through life. And I used to like just cut people off quick, fast, like a light switch, because that's how I protected myself from when I remembering what I saw coming up, learning lessons through life. I didn't cope. I just cut people off. I would just cut it off.
Right. Now you said you picked up some bad habits. Can
Mhm.
you feel comfortable telling me what those habits are? Because I'm kind of curious. You got my curiosity level up.
Sure. And one of those bad habits, and I'm still working on myself today, but I mentioned one of those habits is I taught myself how to shut myself off from people. And I
Hmm.
taught myself how to maneuver outside of my emotions. And no matter how painful something was for me, the
Hmm.
not to show it, because if I showed my weakness or I showed my emotions, that people would take advantage, of me. People would lie, or, I learned very early on that ulterior motives exist. People have hidden agendas. In learning that, I taught myself probably my very early 20s, just how to shut my emotions off when it came to people.
Yeah, I got you. Well, and unfortunately, in this world that we live in today, I mean, those I can see why you would say you're still working on yourself because those same type people still exist.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to make light of your situation, but I just feel like I don't know you, so I'm trying to get to know you, and I'm trying to do it live and on the fly. so it,
Right.
so it's a little tough. But what I will say to you is this: I'm proud of you because
Thank you.
yeah, because shutting yourself off. I mean, I guess that's a pretty good defense mechanism, but at some point, life is not going to pause for us, you know.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty sure at 18 you're working in the bank and you're doing big things, but then you start picking up habits, and some of these habits I don't know how they worked, how they ended up, but I'm curious to hear more.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
if you're
mhm.
comfortable sharing now, if not, don't, we can talk about other things. I'm just
Oh, I believe in transparency, Rick, because there was a time when I used to be embarrassed of my story, but I found since, as people say, keep on living, I found
right.
that even when I share my story, I have no idea who would listen and find hope in the things that I used to think that were um, a deficit or bad habits or bad traits. These are
Mm,
the things that the gems people pick up and find hope. And if it shines light on anybody, that's
right.
what I'm here to do. So I don't mind being transparent, you
Well,
know.
before you do that, let me share something with
Mhm.
you. You don't know me either, so
Right.
I'm
No,
gonna
I don't.
I'm gonna explain something to you. you, you I'm gonna say good luck with surprising me with anything that you share, because you're talking to a genius.
Hmm.
I'm so smart. I figured out how to go from the NFL to prison 4 times, and I went
Hmm.
to 10 treatment centers, and I graduated 9 of them. So I made choices that I am definitely not proud of,
Hmm.
but I have dedicated the rest of my life to making my parents in heaven proud of me, because they never got to see the adult Ricky that you
Hmm.
guys are witnessing now. They died trying to save me, and
Um,
I will forever try to figure out a way to make them proud of me, even though they're in heaven. So what I'm trying to say to you is this: I ain't no shame in my game either. Transparency doesn't bother me
mhm,
because I suffer from a disease called high self-esteem. See, I love me some me. I don't really care what other people think of me. And I go around the country speaking to youth and adults about the
mhm,
dangers of drugs and alcohol, about the dangers of making bad choices, the dangers of being a person with agendas. You know,
mhm,
you can't miss me. I'm like all outdoors. So I'll throw myself on, I stay up under the bus, but, but I do that intentionally. Because
mhm,
when you Google Ricky C. Simmons, you're just gonna be bored because you're gonna find everything you find out. I already told you, so I don't got to
mhm.
worry about skeletons falling out of clothes. I mean, I don't. I put it out there myself, and
Right.
I think it's beneficial. It is beneficial for me because now I'm in a position to where I can at least give someone else hope, because when they hear my story, they be like, "Man, well, I ain't that bad." And if
Right.
that, if he can figure it out, there's hope.
Right.
So there you have it. I mean, like I said, I just ask questions because I want people to understand something. I have yet to meet someone that's perfect.
Mhm,
And the minute someone ever tries to convince me that they are perfect, I'm pretty sure my feet gonna start moving, because light
mhm.
ain't far away. You know, I ain't buying that. Okay. I'm just not.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I know people hide behind masks. I know
Mhm,
people that smile in your face and, say, I get all that. So
mhm,
you're in a safe space right now. And anything you comfortable sharing with us, hey, it might help. It might even help me, because
mhm.
I'm highly motivated, but you know what? I'm human also. But my goal is to try to help as many people as I can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I just want you to know you don't have to be shamed. Never in life. If somebody don't like it, then you know what? That's on them. That ain't on you. But
Listen.
a lot of people are suffering in silence, and they
Oh,
don't have the courage to admit their faults. They want to
mhm,
come out in public with this false identity,
mhm,
try to keep what they're really dealing with a secret. Well, it's part of why I'm so happy all the time, because I
mhm.
ain't got to worry about being something that I'm not. What you see is
That
what you
takes the
get.
load off.
Yeah, well, what you see is what you get. See, I like laughing
Mhm,
and joking. And even if I had to laugh at myself, so what? it doesn't affect my sleeping tonight. It doesn't affect anything. You know, I will sleep really well tonight after throwing myself under the bus again.
Mhm.
You know, and that's just what I do. So what I'm trying to say to you, young lady, is just know that whatever you comfortable sharing, it may help someone else, because there's a lot of ladies out here in this world that are going through tough times.
Mhm.
You know, and I think sometimes I don't know, maybe it's harder for a female. I'm not sure, but I know it's hard for a lot of men to admit that
Mhm.
they got issues, because
Absolutely.
it may make them feel like they're weak, like you said, make they may be embarrassed. But
Mhm.
man, I'll say it this way: the minute I quit worrying about what other people thought of me,
Mhm.
life got simpler.
You freed yourself, you
Co-
know?
Correct.
You
And
freed yourself.
and like I said, I don't know you personally, but I have definitely did some research. You didn't just happenstance to get on my show. No, I know that you represent positive, and that's the main reason why I wanted you on the show, because I've watched some of
Appreciate
your
it.
I've watched a lot of what you do, and I really appreciate and respect what you stand for.
That means a lot, Rick. We don't always get to, we don't always get to hear or feel like, we're making a difference sometimes. Like you said, we're all human,
Right,
and we're just, trusting in the journeys that we're on. But one of the things I do want to speak to, before I just get into my trials and tribulations, but I do want to talk about, the safe space, and that's for men and women with respect to men, they that space is not always created for men to
right,
be in that space to face some of the demons or have the support that they need to process that. And someone asked me, well, why do you only help women? I said, I help anybody. When
right,
I do
right,
my coaching, I speak to women because any man knows that I can't sit down with him and tell him how to deal with the plight of a man, because I'm not a man. I've never been one, and let me see. I don't think I plan on being one no time soon. So,
okay, I
you
got you.
know,
No, I got
I can't do that. I speak from, my life experience and professional training that came at the end, at the midpoint of my journey. But, we all have faced or faced unspoken battles. For me, when I was just going through life and I was learning, I was growing and still not really knowing my own voice, because I was so accustomed to doing what I was told to do or doing what I thought was right, never followed my own voice. Uh, and I'll say I lost connection with my voice because it was always so much other chitter chatter and noise just from the world, from people around me. When people say things to you, it's up to us whether we let those seeds take root. And I didn't understand how to weed those things out. So for a very long time, I didn't live to be my true self, my authentic self, as everyone is talking about today. I didn't do that because I didn't think that it was enough. I thought I had to be what other people wanted me to be, and being myself, that was frustrating alone, that I knew I was not living out loud in my own truth. And as I grew up and I went through life, I became an adult. Relationship wise, I really, I was a mess. I've sent apologies to all victims that have come through the past, but I wasn't nice. I didn't open up to people. I my mindset was, I'm going to control the narrative. I am going to control the conversation. I'm going to control what I do. I'm not going to allow myself to be attached to anybody, because at some given point they're not going to be here anyway. So let me just enjoy the ride while I'm riding it, and I'm going to get off when I'm getting off. And I went
Gail.
through a lot
Gail,
of that.
I want to take a quick break, and we're gonna come right back
Sure.
and get on this. Okay? Don't y'all go nowhere, man. We'll be right back. And 93.7, the ticket is to get you happy on out.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Picture this. You're in the doghouse and flowers just won't cut it this time. Enter jewelry, the ultimate peace offering. It's a gesture that speaks volumes, showing her you're willing to go the extra mile to make things right. So next time you're in the doghouse, remember, diamonds are a guy's best friend too. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela. They let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services, as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
And we're back. Well, hey, before we get back to my guest, I got to check with, see if we got any comments. Bach, anybody that hollering at us, man, out there?
Yeah, Brett says, happy Sunday, Big Bro and Gail. Hope y'all are doing well. Rynette says, yes, there are definitely tough times for everyone. Also says, Gail, you look beautiful. Theola Cooper says, happy Sunday. Thank you for your transparency, Gail. And Carla chimes in, I'm listening from Mesquite, Texas. Great show, homeboy. Both of you told your story without being ashamed of your past choices, Gail. Those are some great coaching tips. And then a few more comments here. Q says, Gail, thank you for sharing your story. And Brett wraps it up. Thanks again for your support.
Man, I appreciate everybody just checking this out. Well, if anything, Gail, you should understand one thing right now. Man, we keep it a buck here. You don't got a reason to be ashamed because, like I say, if I ain't got tire tracks on my back, I don't feel good. I love being up under the bus. I love haters. I love all of them because those are the things that inspire me. If people would quit hating on me, I might lose interest. Does that make sense?
Right. It absolutely does. And I tell people to flip the script, on anything that approaches us or comes to us from a negative side, because we have the power and authority to flip the script. Haters, they're our fans, and they are the actual people that are put in our path to push us to where we need to be. So they are actually the milestones that we need in our life to get us to the next level. So I welcome them and I thank them for a lot of the talk and the chatter, whatever the agendas was, and any malicious intent that turned out for my good. Don't feel bad because your hate didn't penetrate. Let's just keep moving and let's keep working together. You keep hating and I keep graduating. Let's work hand in hand.
I'm still in that one right there. You keep hating and I'm going to keep graduating. I'm still in that one. So just consider that one gone.
Absolutely.
Well, Gail, I guess what I'm trying to say to you in a nice way is, I'm not saying doing bad things or having a bad past is a great thing. I'm not saying that, but I agree with what you said. Let's move forward. And if I can, if I can travel around this country of ours and I can help anybody not make some of the choices that I made. When I speak, I always encourage people to make some new mistakes. Don't make the ones I just told you about. I've already done those.
Right.
When you think about it, there is no perfect person on this planet. And really and truly, when people try to pretend that they are, I think they're doing themselves a disservice. I just think that's it's kind of like, I use all these Rickyisms. and they just come from nowhere. But one of them I'm just coming to mind is the equivalent of Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk. You're looking forward, but you're going backwards.
Right.
Because you ain't fooling nobody but yourself. You can pretend that you're this or that, but man, this is 2025. People can see through that. You ain't.
We
ain't,
do.
Yeah, you ain't tricking nobody. I mean, you're tricking yourself is what you're doing. But if it makes you feel good, then by all means, get your fake on.
If you like it, I love it. You know that. You know how we'll say, if you like it, I love it.
I love it. And see, to me, I have what they call sometimers. It's not all timers. It's sometimers. Sometimes I can remember things and sometimes I can't. So I can't afford to sit up and tell Gail lies, because our paths might cross later and you might remind me of something and you say, what did you say that one time? Well, see, I don't got to worry about telling you a lie because I done told nothing but the truth anyway.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't got to remember what lie I told Gail, what lie I may have told Bach, or what lie I told whoever. Because this ain't a popularity contest with me. I'm trying to save lives. I'm trying to help people. I want to see people be successful. I want to see everybody be successful. Is that realistic? Maybe not. But I got this another Rickyism. I shoot for the moon. Even if I fall short, I'll be amongst the stars. I mean, I'm still in good company. See, that's the way my
Right.
mind works. I want to see Gail
Mhm.
come up. I want to see Bach come up. I want to see everybody that I know. I want to see them come up, because if they
Mhm.
come up, there may be a chance for me to come up a little bit.
Absolutely. And you don't know who is going to, remember or reach out for you for any given situation that is going to catapult you or add to your journey. So when you do right by people, you don't have to live, cautiously and worry about things coming back around,
Right.
to haunt you. When you do right by people, people will do right by you, especially when you make people feel good, you give them hope. They
Mhm.
remember that, and it means more than what we think, because I was given the encouragement to share my story because somebody shared her story with me, and I couldn't believe that she was so, like, she had really embraced herself, just everything she was saying, and I was mortified. I was like, "No, no, 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 you saying too much. You telling too much." And she said to me, she said, "I need my breakthrough. And the power that I have to be able to tell my story gets me closer to my breakthrough. I need this." And
Right.
that resonated with me.
Yeah, I can relate to it. I really can. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Is because I've been clean and sober. It's not a long time, but for me, it's a long time. But for the
Right.
people in recovery, I've been clean and sober for over 15 years. And when I say clean and
Congratulations.
sober, yeah, well, thank you. But when I say clean and sober, I mean no cigarettes, no alcohol, no drugs.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
I did splurge earlier tonight. I had a Sprite with no ice, so I was living on the edge. But no, I'm dead serious. I don't. I'm not a hypocrite when it comes to drugs and alcohol. I don't
Mhm.
do them. I don't, but hey, I got friends that do, so I'm not knocking it. It's
Right.
just not for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
I've already did enough of that for like 3 lifetimes, and we're not gonna
Mhm.
even get into how much drugs I've did. Because if we go there, I can say I've done enough drugs to kill everybody I know.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, it's been that bad.
Mhm.
And if you want me to be a little more specific, I told you I love being up under the bus.
Mhm.
For the first 5 years of my cocaine addiction, I had $1,000 a day habit.
Mhm.
You think about that,
That's
$1,000 a
yeah.
day. And that was while I was still actively playing sports. I'm playing pro football and doing drugs all night. So technically, I shouldn't even be here.
Right.
See, and I know that.
Mhm.
And I know that I was spared for a reason. And my reason and my purpose in life is to help educate people all over the country. That's why I do what I do for a living. And that's why I respect you, because I know that you help tons of people, but you help a population that I can't reach as well as you can, because, like you said, you're helping women.
Mhm.
I ain't never been a woman, okay? And
Right.
I have no offense before I say this, but I have no intentions of becoming one either. So
Right.
I would like to try to help as many as I can, but
Mhm.
I just think for a man to try to tell a woman how to be a woman, I don't think that's fair.
Mhm. Right. And
Like,
that's, when I spoke to, I can't tell, a man how to be a man and how to cope with being a man, on a day to day. I don't know one thing about it. Not one thing. I'll inspire and encourage anyone that I can. But when we talking about making life-changing decisions and providing them with tools that will promote change, I know that specifically, how to impact the lives of women. And we all know men and women are very different. People individually learn very differently based on the lenses they have from life experiences. And life
mhm,
for men is very different than life for women. But when we partner hand in hand, like you and I tonight, this is a partnership that we're
right.
doing right now, because you're bringing me in to speak to the community of women that are fans of yours, or, that are listening, that may need that glimmer of hope. None of us are perfect. God knows I'm not. I went through a tumultuous time when I dealt with depression and anxiety. I was grief stricken when my mother died from breast cancer. And my life spiraled out of control for a matter almost 3 years. So, and I had to find my way back from that. And I used to be embarrassed about it. I used to
Right.
be embarrassed to tell people about it. I never told anyone when I was diagnosed. I had a heart attack. I didn't tell anybody I had a heart attack. And my family knew something was going on with me at the time, but I was making up stories and lies. Ain't no story. I was
Yeah.
lying because
Right.
I was embarrassed to tell them that I had a heart attack. And they didn't find out about it until I wrote my book. I wrote my memoir, Pressure, and it was a part of that was therapeutic for me. So my family found out a lot about me when they read that book, and some of it they had never heard. So they were all kind of blindsided when
Right.
they read the book because no, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like anybody cared. Depression was telling me when they came and told me, and all the tests were in, and I was just in the hospital, and they told me that I had a heart attack. I was scared to death. And I didn't know who to call to tell. And depression told me nobody cares.
Wow.
Nobody cares. You can't even die right. You said you wanted to die and go see your mom, and now you're still here. You couldn't even die right. All you had to do was just lay there and not get help. You should have just laid there and died. Nobody's going to care. And I believed it.
Wow.
I believed it.
Yeah. That now see to me, the fact that you're willing to even share that,
Mhm.
that's courage to me. Instead of embarrassment, I look at that as courage
Mhm.
because you basically are making yourself vulnerable and you're throwing yourself under the bus. You
Mhm.
know it ain't enough room under this bus, but I mean
Well,
I
I
got
can slide to the back, Ricky. I mean, you got the front. Just I can slide to the back. I'll get
okay,
in the
yeah.
middle.
Yeah, I was thinking, see, I got under the bus in my territory now. But no, I use humor, but I'm not playing. I mean, I'm really, really, really proud of you for sharing that because
Thank
I mean,
you.
a lot of people don't have that kind of courage, and those are the ones that stay in what I call denial. And I ain't talking about
Mhm.
that river in Egypt either. I mean, they're in denial
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they don't want to admit that they need help or they got something going on. I
Mhm.
mean, there's a lot of people, in my opinion, that are in denial.
Mhm. I was there. I had
Yeah.
to grow to where I am today. It took a lot of work. And my opinion is through my life experience and professional training, I am a certified master life coach. I'm also a certified cognitive behavior coach. And I took on that profession because I had to find a way to speak to people like me. I know how dedicated I was to not being here. And I needed to know, how do I reach women who are battling the way I was battling, but didn't have enough strength to push through or didn't get the help that I got. Somebody had to get me help. I was at my job and I had gone to where I had cut all my hair off. Classic signs of depression, anxiety. And that wasn't me. And everybody in this corporate office saw me unraveling, and nobody said a word. This happened over a period of time, and only one person came to me and asked me to come in her office, which was not out of the blue, and asked me 5 words. I tell people 5 words broke me down and saved my life. When she said, "How can I help you?" And when she asked me that, I fell apart. And that's how I got help. That's how I got into a 14-week group therapy program. That's how I learned the tools to push through and fight the grief and to flip the script on the negative whispers from depression that was cheering me on to walk right into death. So I
Wow.
had to learn and do the work. A lot of people don't want to do the work. We want all the answers and we want the map, but we don't want to take the first step to move forward to healing or growth. Whatever it is we're reaching for, we want to know about it, but we don't want to do anything about it. For a long time, I didn't want to do anything about it. So this was a growth process for me to be able to be here with you to share this with your listeners, with the world, and nationwide. I share it with my clients through my coaching program so that they understand you're not walking alone. We've all been each other at some point of our journeys. We've just traveled on different roads.
Well, Gail, I just want to first of all say thank you for that. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about what you're doing now. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Y'all, don't y'all go anywhere. We'll be right back. It's 93.7. The ticket is to get you happy on out.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up
But why?
because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
In today's digital world, you can never be too cautious when it comes to your security. Cyber attacks are affecting more businesses every day. At Hamilton Business Technologies, we understand the stress and impact a cyber attack can have, not just on your bottom line, but on your ability to serve your customers and protect their trust. That's why we are passionate about safeguarding your business. From real-time threat monitoring to advanced security protocols, we help keep your data safe, allowing you to focus on what matters most. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual Planner Clinic at the Adams County Fairgrounds in Hastings, February 19th and 20th. This hands-on event offers expert training on John Deere planners and performance upgrades, covering topics such as new technology, in-cab monitors, maintenance points, and options to increase your operations profits. New this year, classes on autonomy preparation and exact shot. Don't miss Landmark's Planner Clinic, February 19th and 20th in Hastings. Learn more at landmarkimp.com/events.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Early break. Kevin says, the old days were absolutely not better times. Lots of hardships. Life in 2025 is better than ever. I love when we get these jokes back. I love
Good
when
joke, good
I love
one.
the joke. You're good.
Good one, Kevin.
You're hilarious, Kevin. You keep it up.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, and we're back. Well, man, this show has been very, very, very informative for me. I made a new friend tonight. I've only got about 5 minutes left, but I'd like to get a couple more things in. First, Gail, could you tell us how can people get in touch with you? Do you have social media?
I'm sorry, Rick. People can get in touch with me. They can reach me on my website at iamcoachgailbenson.com. They can reach me on Instagram at coach_GAYL Benson. And also I'm on Facebook as Gail Benson. Um, I'm available, for anybody. If anybody's looking for hope, they're looking for guidance, need resources to get other things that may be outside of my scope, I'm more than happy to lend a hand.
Okay. You also do some other podcasts, if I remember correctly, you and a few other ladies.
Absolutely. I am 1/5 of the Spicy Season Sisters Live podcast. I do the podcast with the Renette Upson Bush, Latoya Frazier, which is our CEO partner, Farrah Worrell, which we call her the #1 Grace Girl, and of course, Simply Tammy. We have bold conversations. How we've embraced the 50 plus, the Gen X era, and embracing who we are as women, 40 plus, 40 years and up, and talk about some of the things that, we were brought up to not talk about, the taboos and some of the things that had strongholds on us. At this big age, we're talking about it all because we want to bring comfort and confidence to women who look like us, who have been where we've been, and possibly going where we're going.
Well, now, how do people tune into that?
They can go to www.spicyseasonsisтерslivepodcast.com and it will direct them to our YouTube channel. Please go on, like, and subscribe. There's so many wonderful things that we are getting ready to do. We have an event coming up in Orlando, Florida on Sunday, March 23rd, called The Warrior Within, where we are going to celebrate women who have gone through unspoken battles and haven't celebrated the battles they've won and the wars that they've conquered. So we're excited about that. That's our first inaugural event, and it's really going to turn out to be a great event for everybody in the city. People are going to be coming into the city. We have great activities planned, so we're all excited.
And you, how we met? Can you tell everybody how we met?
Yes, I'm so happy I would not be here if it wasn't for Carla Thompson. And Carla
what's happening?
Carla down in Texas. Carla and I became That's your home girl, and your home girl was the one that virtually introduced us. She encouraged me to follow you, and she shared when you started the Get Your Happy On show. So she was the connector, And Carla and I actually met through Ricky Smiley, not just like I don't even think he knows that he introduced us because we are part of his donors group. So for his donors get to be in a private Facebook group with him. And Carla and I met in there. I don't even know how many years ago that's been. And we just been, kindred spirits ever since then. She's been amazing. She has talked to me and helped me and coached me through some things that I faced in life. And so she is just the best #1 cheerleader. And I cannot wait to see her in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, y'all finna go somewhere way far away. Where is that?
We are going to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 2 weeks.
Man, Carla, you need to stay at home sometime. You ain't been in Texas but a hot minute. Now you're already finna go to Brazil, but that's okay. Well, hey, again, I want to thank my guests. I really appreciate you for being my guest. Very, very good show. I mean, I'm very pleased with you. And I just want to ask you one last question before I let you go.
Okay.
With all the stuff you got going on, how does Gail get her happy on?
Oh, baby, I love to dance.
What?
I love to dance. Anybody knows me knows that I love to dance.
Getting her dance on. Well, listen, everybody, I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. And remember, every day you bless the saint. It's just another day in paradise. And you got to get your happy on. Go! We'll see y'all next Sunday.